Hi friends, welcome you all for today's session of 4 of recruitment and selection. The previous class we were discussing regarding to the job analysis methods and techniques. So let's have a small flashback. What are the methods we discussed in the job analysis techniques or the methods? Okay, just to glance, let's go one by one. So the very first we took job analysis interview. Job analysis interview. See, job analysis interview is such a method where you are trying to collect a variety of information, okay? We are trying to collect a variety of information from an incumbent, okay? So, I've already told incumbent is a person for him a certain role or a responsibility or a position is assigned to him. Okay, we call him an incumbent. So here we are trying to collect a variety of information from the incumbent, and we are asking him, okay, we are asking the incumbent to describe the roles, responsibility, task, what is being performed. That we call it as a JA interview, where again a incumbent can be asked, or even a supervisor, okay, who is working with them, okay, or doing a similar job, even he is being asked to give a answers here in either individual, okay, here we do the things either individually or a group setting. Okay, so and I've also told that job analysis interview, it's been classified. How have we been classified? It's an individual interview. Either we do it with individually with an employees, or it can also be done with the group employees. Okay, group interviews. That is with group of employees having the same job. So we try to do it in a group. Okay, group interview. Or interviewing the supervisor. I've already told the supervisor is having a knowledgeable about the job being analyzed. So that way we do it. So classification is of 3 types. One is an individual interview, group interview, interview by supervisor. Next. So the next is the types of job analysis interview. Types of job analysis interview, we have like unstructured interviews and structured interviews. Okay, so unstructured is something which has not been planned, okay, that is the conversation has not been pre-planned, okay, and the questionnaires are not predetermined. Okay, whereas in the structured interview, it's like they have been planned, structured, okay, as the name itself says, it's a structured interview. But remember, in the structured interview, more time takes and the training is needed. That's what we discussed. Okay, so advantages also, we have discussed that incumbent here, he's been free to describe his nature of task and the duties, okay, where what has been observed or what has been taken as an experience. And the disadvantages, to describe the incumbent's job, the incumbents need some training, and even the time is also needed. So what we can say is job analysis interview, okay, if I just want to conclude, job analysis interview is a structured questionnaire or a structured conversation, sorry, it's a conversation what is happening between like an incumbent, okay, or a supervisor, what we are trying to dig the answer that, okay. Okay, next moving to the next, that is the method or the technique what we discussed is job analysis questionnaire. Okay, so job analysis questionnaire is something, again, it has been prepared by a job analyst, okay, or a specialist, okay, concerned regarding to the position specialist or the creators, okay, and it's been distributed among the workers. Generally, I know, I've already told that job analysis is, it's something is being created by the job analyst experts or the position describers, okay, and these people are giving the questionnaire to the workers, okay, and here again, they can take the assistance of the supervisor, okay, what they are willing to sort. Okay, and the structured questionnaire, again we have structured questionnaire, unstructured questionnaire here, and even structured questionnaire, it has to cover most of the job related task or the behavior. Remember, whenever in the job analysis questionnaire, when we are asking, it has to cover, the questionnaire has to cover 2 aspects. One is the job analysis, that is a job, okay, task related, other one is the behavior related, okay, task related and the behavior related, and we are ensuring that the task and the behavior, okay, what they are with respect to the job they are doing, and it has to describe in the terms of everything, that is the feature, importance, characteristics, frequency, differences, relationship, performance, etc., etc. Okay, and also the questionnaire is highly economical. It's a highly economical, and it also covers a large number of holders, okay, job holders, and it can be quantified, I told. At the same time, remember, this job analysis questionnaire, it is going to consume more time. It is going to consume what? It consumes more time. So the next one is, we have job analysis. Some of the standard questionnaire, okay, standard questionnaire that are widely used, okay, that are widely used are PAQ, that is it's a position analysis questionnaire, and MPDQ, that is what I'm going to discuss today. MPDQ is somewhere here, MPDQ, that is managerial position descriptive questionnaire, and FJA. FJA is this one, okay, Fleshman Job Analysis Survey. That also we're going to discuss today. Okay, thus what we can conclude is job analysis questionnaire is something where we are taking the subject matter expert also. Here we have subject matter expert, so we are taking his help also. Okay, and I've already told that job analysis questionnaire to be the questionnaire to be more effective, we expect that open-ended questions, okay, open-ended and close-ended questions are there. Okay, so much better is the close-ended questions are more better, okay, because in a close-ended questionnaire, what happens is to select the answer, he selects the answer from the list provided, okay, whatever the list provided in the questionnaire, whereas in the open-ended, the respondents are providing their own answers to the questions. Okay, so next is job analysis inventory. So the next method, I am just briefing out in a very quicker manner because I have already told it's a flashback because I have to cover the rest of the methods. So job analysis inventory. See, this method, what it says is task inventory method. We can also call it as a task inventory method. And here what happens is we try to identify with the help of an employee and a manager. So we are taking the help of employee, the worker, or the supervisor or the manager, and we are asking both the people to list the jobs or the task what they are doing in a descriptive manner, okay, of different components of the jobs, okay, different jobs, okay, we are asking. So, and this what job analysis inventory so it is used when the large number of jobs, okay, large number of jobs in an occupation category to be analyzed. Even that has been discussed. So huge number of jobs in a big organization, when we need to analyze, we are taking this job analysis inventory into the picture. Okay, so incumbents here, what we can do is, again, it cannot be interviewed individually here. So remember that incumbents cannot be interviewed individually, and what we do is incumbents are being asked to list the task, okay, what they are doing it. And again here to list, okay, I'm asking a worker or a supervisor or a manager, whomsoever, so they have to list their task and their description in the descriptive manner. To do this, they require knowledge, skill, ability. Knowledge, skill, ability is also required. So to whatever to perform that particular job, if they want to describe that whatever I'm asking, even they should have the knowledge, skill, ability. Remember that. And again, it has to be structured. Task analysis inventory has to be structured. Okay, and mainly this job analysis inventory focuses on three main types. It focuses on what? Three main types. That is the worker oriented, job oriented, and cognitive. Okay, so now let's try to find out what is worker oriented. See, worker oriented is here it's focusing on the general human behaviors. Okay, it's completely focused on the general human behaviors required to perform a particular job. Okay, from a worker what we are expecting. Whereas the job oriented, it is focusing on the technologies. Okay, what technology or the methods what he's using, okay, involved in a particular job, what he has to perform. Okay, that we are going to look into it. And the cognitive is the perception, what he carries to perform the particular job. Okay, cognitive components associated with the task performing, okay, one has to do. So that we are going to look. So these are the three areas what generally we look into it. So now coming to the PAQ. What is PAQ? Position Analysis Questionnaire. This position analysis questionnaire, okay, again it's one of the standardized questionnaire where we are quantifying the work related job elements. We are quantifying the work related job elements. Okay, again what I have told us here, it is containing 194 items, so we cannot study all the 194 items. So they all been divided into 6 major divisions. Okay, the 194 items are compressed to the 6 major divisions here. Okay, next what we're doing is, in this method, remember that it permits the management, okay, or any person to scientifically, he can judge the things here. The job analysis can be done scientifically and also quantitatively. Okay, quantitatively he is doing this, and we try to use little bit of rating scales also. So rating scales have been used here. So in the rating scales, what are the parameters we try to use? Let's see the parameters. What we are trying to use is like extent of use, what to what extent is using, okay, and the time. Okay, we're looking to the time and the importance, okay, and the possibility of occurrence, applicability, and the special codes. This and all I've already discussed. And again, especially this PAQ, it has been used during the huge data collection method and the training, selection, etc. Okay. Now coming to the employees activities in PAQ. What are the employees activities in PAQ? That is also been discussed. Okay, that is information input. Okay, like how is getting the information to perform one particular job, where and how does the employees gets information to perform a job, and mental process, that is what kind of decision making or the thinking, planning, reasoning to perform a job, what is he doing, that is a mental process we say. And coding decoding is the physical activities. Speaks about the more physical activities and the relationship with others, okay, that we call it as a coding and decoding. And job context, so what physical or the social context the work is being performed by your incumbent. And other job characteristics like activities and the conditions and the characteristics we look into the picture in PAQ. Okay, so advantages, disadvantages also we discuss. Okay, very few advantages are of job analysis, position analysis questionnaires. They are very structured and easy quantification, and results are much faster and reliable and replicable. Okay, so what you can say is position analysis question are more reliable, more replicable, and disadvantages are it's a taxonomic approach and language is must ensure here, and reading levels is too difficult for the person who has been asked. Okay, that has also been difficult here. Next, coming to subject matter expert. Okay, it is one of the method we also discuss here. Subject matter expert or SME we call it as. Slash it is also called job expert work. Job expert work. So here what happens is here this workshops, it consists of around 10 to 20 job incumbents. Okay, we are taking around 10 to 20 job incumbents and who work with a group leader. They are all working with a group leader to produce a job analysis. Okay, 10 to 20 incumbents are working with a leader and to produce a job analysis here. And here we are expecting the participants. What we are expecting from the participants is the knowledge. Okay, knowledge of the job. Okay, that is very much required. And we also discussed regarding to the general steps here in subject matter expert. Okay, like naming the general steps, like first you have to select and prepare the SMEs. Okay, and then identifying and rating the jobs task. Okay, you are identifying and rating the job task, and then afterwards you are identifying and rating the knowledge, skill, ability, and finally you are judging. Okay, you are judging, selecting the measures. Okay, that is with relevance to the job content. Okay, next method what we discussed is CIT. Okay, CIT is what? Critical incident technique. Okay, what is it? Critical incident technique here. See, critical incident technique is something where it has been used to gather information. You are trying to gather what? Information. And again it determines the training need. It requires training, okay, and also to develop the performance appraisal forms. Remember, I am repeating again, it is used to gather information to determine training needs and develop performance appraisal forms here. And again, this critical incident technique is a process, okay, which has been designed to generate a list of especially the good or the poor, okay, critical examples, performance, that is a incident that job holders exhibit. Okay, remember, especially what the CIT does is, we are generally, okay, especially what we are doing is, in this process design, we are making a list, okay, of good and poor, okay. What we say is like a poor, that is the critical examples, okay, and a performance, generally we speak about as an incident, okay, that job holders exhibit here. And finally what we do is the main objective of the CIT, okay, CIT is to gather information regarding to the specific behaviors. We also try to collect the behaviors, what is required to perform a job, actually what has been observed, okay. And remember, it's not to be judgmental. Whenever you are doing this CIT method kind of job analysis, remember you cannot go with the judgmental kind of thing or the trait based or the trait oriented description, okay, that you cannot do it. It has to be like based on what actually have been observation, okay, observation based on. And we also said that this CIT consists of what? Description, okay, description of situation, the effective or ineffective behavior performed by a job incumbent. That's what it's a behavioral oriented, and we are saying to that particular situation context of that job whether the behavior was effective or ineffective, okay, by the job incumbent. And coming to the implementation of this CIT, critical incident technique, again we had a few steps, the few process what we spoke, okay, that is selecting the method. First you try to select the method of critical incident collection. Then once doing that selection process, we are going with the panel of job experts. We go with the panel of selecting the panel of job experts. After that, we are generating critical incidents. After that, we are generating the critical incidents, and then we are defining the job description is being done. Okay, okay, fine. We are moving to the next method. I think it is an observation method. Okay, the next one is observation. Okay, even this has been covered. Okay, it's a flashback. Okay, that's what I told. Whatever the methods we are discussing, it's already been discussed in the previous session, but still I'm just giving a brief idea regarding to it. Okay. And coming to the observation method, okay, observation here, the analyst, okay, the job analyst, he try to observe the work, okay, he's trying to observe the work one side and the worker other side, what they are doing the job or the task or the activities, working conditions, etc. and all. And in this method, information is collected through observation, okay, naturally, what we are trying, the whole method says observation. So we are trying to collect the information through observation, what the worker is being performed, along with discussion. We try to do a little bit of discussion with the supervisor, okay, related to the particular job. And remember, this method can be used for the simple jobs, okay, and repetitive jobs, okay, the jobs which have been repetitive in nature and where it does not require any mental aspect. Okay, much mental thinking is not been involved. Those kind of jobs you try to use this observation method. And is again what it does find is we are trying to, as the name itself again suggests, observation means watching the incumbent, how is he performing the job. And jobs, remember, observations is most useful. Observation method, this method is most useful when the jobs are complex, when the jobs are very complex and difficult to accurately describe. And now coming to the next method, that is a job element method. We are coming to the next method, job element method. See, this method, what it says is, it is a worker-oriented process. It's a worker-oriented process, and it has been designed to identify the characteristics. Okay, we are defining the characteristics of supervisor workers on a job. Okay, and here supervisor and incumbents, they try to develop what? The characteristics, okay, the qualities, whatever required regarding to the particular job. If they identify particular task, role, duties, they are defining the duties, roles in the form of a characteristics, okay, the qualities, essential, what and all is been required. And these qualities, we try to call these qualities as job elements. We call it them as job element. The characteristics or the qualities of a job, we call it job element. And job element include a wide variety of characteristics. That's what it's mainly speaking regarding to the characteristics. You take any job, the jobs have been described. So it is a variety of characteristics and that describe supervisor performance on the job. Because it's been described by a supervisor as well as the majorly by the supervisor. So naturally supervisor performance will be reflected. And the elements, what are the elements consist? Let's see the elements, what it consists. When generally I say about the characteristics, what and all it has to try to cover. Okay, one is the knowledge. Okay, the knowledge to perform the particular job, and the skills, okay, ability, willingness and interest, and the personal. So these are the elements required. I'll repeat, knowledge is required, skills are required, ability, willingness, interest and personal. So these are the things what we try to expect in the elements consisting of the job element method. Okay, once identified the elements, what we are doing is specific elements, what we call it as the specific elements or the characteristics. Okay, from that we try to dig the sub element. Okay, I'll repeat, once these elements, the previous elements what we discussed, from those elements, okay, the next is what we're doing is are transacted. Okay, we transact into more specific characteristics, and that we call it as a sub element. We call it as what? Sub element. Okay, so now coming to today's session 4, we are going to discuss regarding to the new method. Okay, rest of the methods of job analysis technique. So that is one is Fleischmann job analysis survey. Okay, it is also called FJAS job analysis technique. So now let's see what this technique speaks about. See, now this is a method, okay, this is a method. It has been helping us to identify, this method is helping us to identify the worker specification. Worker specifying, it's specifying, we have already said the two products of job analysis. One is the job description, other one is the specification. Specification clearly speaks about the knowledge, skill, ability for one incumbent to perform a job, okay, regarding to the particular job, what is that KSA required here. Okay, that's what it says. So here this method helps to identify worker specification, okay, worker specification for a job, okay, for a job or a job dimensions or a task, okay. And next is it is a worker oriented approach. Remember, it is a worker oriented approach and it has to be applied once job duties have been identified. So we are applying this method once the whatever the jobs or the roles or the tasks what we have identified, once after identified, and we are trying to apply this method, okay. And FJAS, it consists of behaviorally anchored rating scale. All these job analysis methods, they're all having a kind of rating only. There we are using some ratings. So again here in FJAS test also we are using, okay, BAR, that is behavior anchored rating scale. So that has been used with the 5 abilities, okay. We are taking the 5 abilities. So what are those ratings we are taking in the rating, that is the behaviorally anchored rating scale now. So what are those 5 abilities we are considering here? Let's discuss now. So each of these abilities now, each of these 5 abilities is being classified into 4 general ability categories. So 5 abilities are again generally classified into 4 general ability categories. So those are cognitive, okay, and the psychomotor, physical, sensory, perceptual, okay. So I don't think so much explanation is required for these categories, okay. Cognitive, it's based on the one's perception, what he carries or what the way he thinks, cognitive mindset, okay, that is the thing what it says. And the psychomotor, it's a psychomotor is again it's a psychological way of thinking here. And physical, okay, what the abilities that are required, and the sensory, perceptual, okay. All these things we try to classify in the 4 general abilities way. And remember, information is currently being collected on the following research dimensions. So whatever we are trying to collect the informations in the FJAS method now, what we are doing is in the following dimensions we are trying to collect here. One is either the interactive way we try to collect or the social, okay. When I say interactive, it's a social kind of way I am trying to collect because it's based on all worker oriented approach, okay. Basically this is worker oriented approach, okay. Worker specification, okay, that's what we said. And what we say is knowledge, skill, skills. So these are the required here. And applications, speaking regarding the applications of this Fleischmann job analysis survey, applications, what we can say is the test, what we can say. So let's see the test or the steps we'll see into the picture here. And the very first one is determining, okay, level of analysis. I am trying to determine the level of analysis I am doing here. So when I am doing this, I am looking the job as a whole. I am looking the job as a whole and for a specific job, okay. I am looking the entire job, okay, and specifically I am looking into the job, and what I am doing is specific job task also. It's a detailed study what we can say. So that is determining the level of analysis. It's a minute way, okay. You are going to do in a very in a very structured, systematic, in a very deeper manner, in a very specific manner. You are going to study the job task here. And next, coming to the second step here, second step speaks about selecting job agents. So once you are determining the level of analysis has been done, so next what we are going is selecting job agents. Job agents. Anyone who is knowledgeable about the job, okay. We already said who are the agents when we mean in the job analysis. It can be the subject expert, it can be HR personnel, it can be the managers or the position creators, okay. All these people are, we call them as a agents we can call. So we are taking this agents help, okay, anyone who is knowledgeable, okay, in the job analysis, we can call them as agents. We are taking those agents help, okay, even the incumbents can be considered, the supervisor, job analysis, or the complete survey experts. Okay, that's what I mean. So we are taking those agents help here. Then afterwards, rating ability levels for each task. For each task, we are rating the abilities. Okay, for any task, any roles, any profession, any occupation we take, what is happen? We are rating that particular occupation or particular job. Okay, here we are going to assess only the jobs which are important. Which jobs are important, and jobs should be used in developing. So we see the jobs which are developing and what they have chosen. And finally, we are analyzing the results. We try to analyze the results and selecting test we do it. Okay, I'll repeat the steps again when it comes to the Flashman job analysis survey here. Let's go back. What job analysis this FJAS technique is speaking about. So this method is being used, or it has been helping to identify worker specification. That's what we spoke now. Each job we are taking and we are trying to identify the specifications there, okay, for a job or the job dimensions or the task and all. And here the worker oriented approach, it's already been said, and it's been applied once job details have been described or been identified. Okay, and FJS specially consists of your BAR, that is behavior anchor rating scales, and you have 5 abilities, and those 5 abilities again compressed to the 4 general ability categories, that is cognitive, psychomotor, physical, or the sensory, perceptual. Okay, and then how are we trying to collect the informations? Okay, in this FJAS method is like either it can be the interactive social way, or it can be the knowledge / skill scales. And the steps what I said is in FJAS method is, first you have to determine the level of analysis. That is, level of analysis is something as a job as a whole you're taking the job, and for that you are seeing the specific job, okay, specification you're doing with respect to the particular job. Once that has been done, you're selecting the job agents. So job agents, I've already said who and all are the job agents. After that, we are doing the rating ability, okay, rating the abilities level for each task or each job abilities, okay, rating has been done, okay, whether the jobs are important and jobs should be used for the developing or the choosing purpose, etc. And then we study, we do the result analysis will be done, and afterwards the test will be done. Okay, now coming to the next method, okay, the next method is panel of expert. What is the next method? Panel of expert. We take up the next method is panel of expert. As the name itself says, panel of expert. Okay, here this method utilizes senior job incumbents. Okay, the one incumbents, the one who is already in the job and is carrying a huge experience, and those incumbents we can try to consider are the supervisors. We take them who is having an extensive knowledge regarding to the job they are performing. Panel of expert. So we are taking the senior incumbents and the supervisors who are having a huge knowledge regarding to the job, okay, and we try to get the job analysis information. We are trying to get the job analysis information from these 2 people, and they try to analyze, okay, they conduct an interview, okay, they conduct the interview with the group members. Finally, we need information. So what these people are doing is they are conducting the interview kind of thing in a group form they are doing. And the interaction, what happens, the interaction of the members, okay, interaction of the members during the interview usually brings insight and detailed analysis will happen. And what we say is analysts might not get from individual interviews. What happens is, that's what we say panel. Since we're calling this a panel, it has to go in a group members, okay, group of people, group of experts will be there, and we are doing an interview kind of thing. So much there we can try to get a good answers regarding to the job, okay, rather than doing in an individual matter. So that we call it as what? Panel of expert. Very simple, panel of experts. Okay, I'll come back again. Panel of experts, what it says is, it's a method, it's one of the method where you are taking a help of a senior incumbents or the supervisors who are very good at the job, okay, knowledgeable in the job, and we are conducting the job analysis, okay, and with the help of an interview kind of method, and these interviews are usually done in a group kind of thing, okay, and it's not an individual way. Okay, now coming to the next method, that's a diary method. Okay, what is this? Diary method. See, this diary method, what it says is, it's several job incumbents are asked to keep diaries. Okay, several job incumbents. That means various workers, okay, the roles what been assigned now, those people, we are asking them to keep the diaries, logbook, what we can call the logbook now, that they are keeping. And daily routine jobs activities what they are doing now, they try to note down the parameters what it has been listed to them. Okay, we give certain parameters and they try to note down in a daily basis. It's a logbook kind of thing or a diary kind of thing. They try to fill those parameters given on a daily basis. According to this method, what happens is they are trying to record the amount of time spent. Usually these logbooks or diaries, we try to look into the, when they're performing the job, what is the time taken to perform each activity. Time recording happens usually. Okay, usually the time characteristics has been taken here. Because ultimately the cost comes into picture. Okay, so that is why it's also one of the method, diary method. Okay, and coming to the rest of the method is a RIP rotary grid. Okay, next method is RIP rotary grid. What does this RIP rotary grid says here? See, RIP rotary grid, again we are asking a job holder. Okay, we are trying to job holders to we are trying to ask him to group. Okay, two groups. In this method, what he does is, he is trying to make the two groups. One is the performer, other one is not up to mark, the performer. Okay, what we can say is less efficient person, a good one and a less efficient person. And we are asking him to describe the nature of these two people. What is the behavior of this person? What is the behavior of less efficient person with respect to the job, with respect to job oriented, what is he performing? And later part, those cards have been shuffled. Okay, we try to shuffle those cards and we are asking him to pick one from the good one and one from the less efficient person. Okay, and we are going to see the difference. We are going to see the difference among these the cards. So this way we try to analyze the job. Okay, we try to make the jobs better and improved way. So this is also one of the method. So that we call it as a RIP rotary grid method. I'll repeat the RIP rotary grid method. So RIP rotary grid method, here what we do is, a job holder, what he does is, he tries to divide. Okay, he tries to make the cards, okay, in a form of two ways. One is a very good performer, what we say, he distinguishes. Other one is not so good performers. And he tries to study the behaviors and the task of these two people. Okay, it's been asked them to list out, and those cards have been shuffled. Okay, then finally he tries to pick one from each and he tries to explain when it comes to the behavioral nature and the job nature, he tries to explain the performers as well as the less efficient performers, the behavior and the task. So by this we try to compare and we try to improve the job, whatever the roles, duties, thing we are making, like job analysis way we do it. This is the RIP rotary grid. And coming to the next methods, like other various methods. Other various methods, what we can say is, one is like work profiling system. Work profiling system here. See, this work profiling system is what? Again, it is also one of the method, okay, of job analysis, where what we are doing is, here the work profiling system happens in a two way. One is the behavioral study, other one is the task study. Okay, regarding that particular task, okay, or the job, okay, we are going to study the behavioral aspect and the task aspect. So that he is going to with respect to the job. So that we call it as what? This method. And here MPDQ is also a managerial position descriptive questionnaire, just like your PAQ. Okay, PAQ. Again, you have got many items or the many elements are there. Okay, finally those items and elements have been compressed and made into the lesser one. Okay, and this method is applied for the managerial jobs. It is applied for the top level people, MPDQ. Okay, it's MPDQ is applied for the top level people. And next, coming to the individual psychographic method. Here individual psychographic method is something to perform a job mentally. Okay, mentally what and all to perform the particular job. What is that mental skill he will be applying individually? Okay, that we call it individual psychographic method, we call it. And now coming to the job analysis by test, and it is again by, you have the various test methods are there now. We take it as a various test methods are there, and those we call it as job analysis by test. It can be any kind of test and all. So those we call it as job analysis test we call. Next, motion study method. Motion study method is something where regarding the particular task of the job, what is that particular incumbent, okay, what is it taking, okay, regarding to motion, like what time is taking, okay, what is the time he takes to perform that particular job, or what is the skill he is taking to perform job. So those elements, okay, those items, various items or the elements, we are going to compare and study. That we call it as a motion study method. Okay, it usually differs from individual to individual or job to job, that we are going to study here. And next is OAP. What is this? OAP is occupational ability, what is it? Patterns. Occupational ability patterns. Okay, this is again different occupations are having different ability patterns will be there, and we are going to make a comparative kind of analysis will be done, and regarding to the job. Okay, so these are the other various methods. Okay, this we are not taking into much a complicated way. Okay, other methods we are not taking into much a complicated way, we don't take it because it's not so much required for us. So here you have to ultimately understand that these are the very important methods when in terms of job analysis methods or the techniques what you're speaking. The first block what you're going to see, very important, this we have gone in a very deeper way, as well as the FJAS panel of expert dairy methods. Coming from the panel of experts, dairy methods, repertory grade, till here they're all important, and these other methods are just for your the knowledge sake we have just done it here. So by this today's session of 4 of your recruitment selection job analysis, we are ending the session of this job analysis techniques. So thank you very much.